So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Hey, how are you?
I am excellent. How are you?
I literally just ran over from the operating room.
You know what? Doing it with style and grace. Yay! No, this is your first trip to the madhouse. Just promise it will not be your last.
Okay, fine with me.
Because I have questions that need answers. I know that you have been busy. You're from one end of that hospital to the next end of that hospital. But Dr. Isabella, like, how did you know that you wanted to take this leg of the journey for your life's calling?
I always knew I wanted to be a doctor. It's kind of something that was always a part of me. My mom will tell me that I was saying that when I was itty bitty, that I knew that that was what I wanted to do, and I never really deviated from that path. I guess you can just say it's just a part of who I am.
Yeah.
But doing surgery, and specifically doing colon and rectal surgery, I was really drawn to the variety of patients. But one of my favorite things to do is help take care of cancer patients with colon cancer, rectal cancer. I do a lot of other things with benign disease like inflammatory bowel disease, with Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. But I really was drawn to colon cancer, rectal cancer, the treatment of that, and the good outcomes that we have with appropriate screenings and interventions.
Yeah. And we can't say thank you enough for your dedication. You know, this isn't a job that's cut out for everybody. It is definitely a calling. And we appreciate you for accepting that call because
Oh, thank you.
without you and
Happy to do it.
compassionate hearts like yours, those are conversations that change lives one way or the other. And to have someone that is so compassionate to walk through that process with us, it's important.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I know that you're doing something major because Ochsner Cancer Survivorship Day. It's coming up and it's going to be a field trip for the entire family. Saturday, we're pulling up. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So don't show up at 3 o'clock talking about where the party at.
Right? It'll be wrapped up by then.
Yeah, what should we expect when we get there?
So the event's open to the public, and it's specifically to honor cancer survivors and all of their support system. When somebody gets diagnosed with cancer, it's not just the patient that has the biggest impact. Obviously, it's a huge impact to them, and their life and their lifestyle, but it also impacts their family, their caregivers, their loved ones, members of their community. And it takes an entire community, family, caregiver, friend support group to treat even just one patient with cancer. We see patients, if they don't have a lot of support, don't have a lot of resources, their treatment is a lot more difficult. But this is just an event to kind of celebrate those cancer survivors, celebrate their loved ones, all of their support staff and friends and family, and anyone that's been affected by cancer. It's a day of celebration, really, to honor the fight of the cancer survivors, but also the effort that it took to get them there with everyone that was involved.
Absolutely. And I love to see it. National Cancer Survivors Day. It's going to be free and open to the public. A lot of information that will be there because, you know, sometimes we'll leave it to Dr. Google. We'll ask those questions and we feel as if, you know, who needs primary care? Who needs a specialist if we have Dr. Google? I'm here to tell you now, leave it to the professionals. Do not leave that to Dr. Google. Don't leave it to chance, especially when it's something that's so pertinent as our health and our loved ones and information that changes so often. Now, while you're on the cutting edge of all of this, you're seeing things come across your desk, and we're asking a lot of questions that need answers with your team at Ochsner. Why is it so important that you all rally the environment of getting the families to come in and have these safe spaces for events like this?
Well, going through cancer treatments and when from diagnosis to completion of treatment, it's hard, and it's hard on the patient, it's hard on the families. You mentioned, no Dr. Google, listen to your providers. Each treatment plan is so individualized. The more we know about cancer these days, the more options that we have. And so every treatment plan is individualized for that one patient based off of their specific, whether it be their cancer type or specific gene mutations of their cancer or operative treatments. All of those things in and of itself go into one patient. And so it can be really, really intense. And when you go through something like that, and especially when you beat it, for Cancer Survivor Day, you deserve a celebration. Your whole
Yeah.
family deserves a celebration.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do, is to really just inspire hope, inspire this community feeling, to one, be encouraging to those who are still in that process, to celebrate the people that have already gone through it, and to recognize, even those that, didn't make it out with favorable outcomes, but maybe had an extended quality of life. Everything that we go and that we do for our patients is to give them a better quality of life, cure their disease when possible, and that deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah. And even in your area of expertise, if we were just talking about some of the symptoms or some of the warning signs that may raise a red flag to start that conversation, what does that even look like?
I'll speak to my cancer specifically. So I do colon cancer and rectal cancer. The hard part about signs and symptoms of colon or rectal cancer is that they can be kind of insidious in onset. They can be with constipation, or they can be with nothing. I have patients that have come in for their screening colonoscopies, and they haven't had any symptoms at all, and you find a cancer in their colon. So it can be a little insidious. Other things you can notice, like blood in your stool, changes in your bowel habits, change in the shape of your bowel habits. And then for other cancers, weight loss. If you feel something, if something feels abnormal, women doing self-breast exams, men doing their own testicular exams. If you notice something different, it's worth it to bring up to your primary care to consider. And then also to check in if you are at risk from your personal family history, or if you're due for certain screenings. But the big things are any abnormal change that's going on, blood where it's not supposed to be, lumps and bumps where they're not supposed to be, and weight loss, changes in appetite, things like that. Those are pretty big red flags that you should see your primary care and get evaluated.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about the preventive side of things, are there any preventive methods that you would suggest that as a family? Because when we start having these conversations, I don't think that we can ever start too young or be too old to start fresh, especially if it's a habit that we can start forming that's going to give a better quality of life with or without a diagnosis.
Right. I think prevention is key. Prevention is key for a lot of cancers, and we have a lot of good screening tools nowadays for things like breast cancer, colon cancer, um, prostate cancer, and all of those things. You have to know your family history. So it's really important to know your family history, because if people in your family have had certain types of cancer, that might put you in a category of an earlier screening test. But also going to your primary care yearly, getting those yearly checkups, finding out when you are due for these certain types of screening tools. But then what everybody can do kind of as an overall lifestyle is, trying to do a healthier lifestyle. We know that smoking is bad for us in terms of lung cancer, but smoking also increases your risk of other types of cancer, specifically colon cancer, in my standpoint. And excessive alcohol consumption, that's a known risk factor for multiple types of cancer too. And then obesity and lack of exercise. So making yourself healthier, making small changes to get yourself healthier, being more active, regular exercise, eating a healthy diet with less processed foods. That's also a risk factor for colon cancer. Mm-hmm. So basically everything that we do that's not good for our body, it might feel good in the moment, but ultimately over time, it will affect your body, and it can affect your body, especially if you have a family history.
Absolutely. And those small steps consistently can make a big difference. And it's important that we start that and don't say, oh, well, it's too late or you can't teach us new tricks at this point in time. Yes, we can. And yes, we should. And yes, we will. Even now in this moment, I spent all this time last night putting together this new rowing machine, right? So, Doc, once I put it together, I just sat there and I was like, that was a workout. Let me sit on this thing to see if it worked. I indeed got on it. And I say, now look, tomorrow, I'm gonna eat Monday, right? Because we're together Saturday. Monday, say 10. Did you get your steps in today? Whatever that looks like, and I'll know. That's my accountability factor. Mental, physical, spiritual, it's all important. Did you get your steps in today? If it's that rowing machine, if it's me touching that punching bag, or if it's me cooking instead of a fast food meal, okay?
Exactly.
I'm here, Doc. I'm here.
Little steps every day.
That's right. And I'm looking forward to seeing you and the entire team of Ochsner. It's going down in a major way this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, all we have to do is pull up at 17050 Medical Center Drive. Or if you would like to RSVP, give them a call at 225-761-5649. Again, that's 225-761-5649. This is your first trip to the Madhouse. Do not let it be your last, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. I know you have more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.